Thank you, Nyla.
Nelson.
Hi. How are you?
Living it up.
Oh, Nyla, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Oh, what is this?
For you.
Oh my gosh.
It's a plant.
I love plants.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Can I put this away?
Yes, you
can. And then
can.
we'll sort out a place to plant it later.
Yes, you may.
There you go. Let me just place that right there. Lovely.
I just don't even know where to begin because I see all these beautiful pieces on the walls, your carpet, my goodness, and the design of the home. Can't wait for you to give me a tour of your house.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
You're
so you
welcome.
play piano. Let's talk about that because I enjoyed what you were playing. What were you playing?
I was playing one of my own compositions, actually. It's one of my favorite pieces.
It's an antique piece, I believe.
Yes, it is. It's an English piano. It's at least 120 years old. This is an English baby grand piano. It's made out of mahogany with an ivory and ebony keyboard. And it dates from about 1890 to 1900.
When did you acquire this?
I've had it for as long as my son has been alive. My son is 13 years old. Okay. And I must have had it for an odd 15 years.
Are you musical? Do you sing?
I play the piano to calm myself down. The piano is one of my favorite instruments.
Okay.
It sort of sends me to a place that I'd like to be.
Self-taught or?
I did go for some training at the Conservatoire of Music, and when I was in school I used to play the piano as well. So as I grew up I advanced it, and now I just play for leisure. And when I entertain, which I do a lot, I sometimes play for my guests.
Did you get it from an auction?
No, actually not. I'm an antique dealer, so sometimes I acquire my pieces from you know, people who are downsizing and people who are sort of moving into smaller spaces. So this specific one, I actually acquired it from an old English lady who was moving into an old people's home, and she needed to downsize and didn't have the space for it.
So I want to talk about the few pieces that are in this place, you know, that side cupboard right there.
That specific piece is actually called a vargueno. A vargueno is a Spanish name for a cabinet on stand. So it's made out of satin wood with an ebony base. So you see, it looks like there's a cabinet that has been placed on a base.
I see what you mean, because when I stand here, I see is it different wood?
That's what we call satin wood. And we've got the brass handles on it. That goes down like that. You can fold it up, so you can use that as a little side table when you need to use it, or you can use it as a drawer when you need to do that. So they both open up that way.
So what makes it an antique piece?
Well, it's at least 100 years old.
How would I know a piece is an antique furniture, for example?
Well, it's very difficult for a layman to be able to tell.
Yeah.
Because these days there's a lot of pieces that are reproduced.
Yes.
And the piece that has been reproduced is a piece that's been made to look like an antique. You know, you would look for, you know, signs of wear and tear. Yes, the brasswork. Brasswork would be a pointer towards it being an antique.
Okay, these knobs?
The type of knobs that are in use. The wear and tear on the legs. You know, the sort of rounded edges. Because you can only get that from many years of use.
So what drew you to this piece?
Well, I'm very eclectic, Nyla, so I don't really look for a specific item or a specific style.
Yes.
I just look at an item, and if it talks to me and it makes me happy, I invest in it.
I love the seats. It's also very, very antique. I like the mix of having the cabinet there, you know, your piano, and the rug on the floor. It looks amazing. This style feels very English, am I right?
I wouldn't say it's English. I would say it's got English influence with a sprinkling of African flair. So this is our lounge.
Okay. You know, the first thing I notice is the layout of your space.
You
How
like
old
it?
is this house? And you know?
This house was built in the 60s,
Okay.
pre-independence, and I love old houses. So when I first saw this house, I actually fell in love with it because A, being an antique dealer, and B, loving old things, it just sort of fitted in beautifully with my character.
Okay.
And I thought it's a perfect space to display my collection of antiques. It really gives me a lot of joy, you know, when I look at the beams and the rough cast white walls.
Yes.
They just sort of give me a sort of calm feeling.
The style of it is amazing. The fireplace, and there I can see you have a balcony.
Actually, it's not a balcony, it's a gallery.
Okay.
And upstairs is our family room.
Okay. Did you make any changes to the home when you bought it?
It was actually quite ideal the way it was. There are some small changes you would make to a home when you move into it. You know, you add in more sockets, you sort of add in, you know, certain aspects of it that would make it a little bit more comfortable. Yes, certainly did that. But that actually came in with the house.
As is. Huh?
As is.
Talk to me about all this beautiful furniture in here. I see lots of treasures. Antique pieces. They tell a story, I believe.
Each piece has its own story.
So talk to me about the set.
Well, the lounge suite. The lounge suite is a lovely piece which I absolutely love.
Yes.
It's actually made out of buffalo hide. I acquired this many years ago. It was actually one of the first pieces that I acquired as a young man. So what attracted me to it was the color and the fact that it was buffalo hide.
Let's talk about the display there.
Oh, the bookshelf.
And looks like you love reading.
Well, I love reading, I love books. It's one of my hobbies, reading.
Okay.
I love autobiographies, I love encyclopedias because they're a wealth of information.
And these encyclopedias?
Subject. Yes, the ones on the top shelf are.
Yes, okay.
All of those are. And then we've got, you know, leather-bound books below.
Yes.
And these are all sort of storybooks and autobiographies and all kinds of collector's books.
I look at your wall, it's plain white, but it has texture on it.
It's a rough cast.
Yes. Did you have that done before you moved in?
Actually, that came with the house. And I liked that sort of rough finish. I think it's a good background for the various pieces that I have, including paintings and light fittings and all my wall pieces.
Where did you collect your masks from?
My pieces, including masks, are from everywhere. You know, these are from Bali. These two pieces are from Bali. We got another piece there from the Far East.
I see that painting up there is a showstopper for sure.
It's an oil on canvas depicting an old English country scene, and it's a painting by Nielsen. That's a very well-known German.
I've seen different rugs, Persian carpets with different textures, patterns and colors. You collect carpets too? I
do. And rugs are usually named after the tribes that make them.
Okay.
So, you know, I have Bokharas, I have Isfahans, I have Baluchis, I have Tabrizi. So I collect rugs of all forms, shapes, sizes and tribes, and I love them.
And that Alibaba shoe reminds me of the old stories that we used to read when we were young.
It was made in India, and it's actually just an oversized Indian sandal, which is purely decorative. And I'm very glad I acquired it because I have pets, and over the years our cats have usually made it their home. Ooh. So whenever we had kittens, we usually found them, you know, hidden, you know, sort of curled up in there. Cute. On many occasions. Oh, by the way, Lila, I didn't offer you a drink. Would you like a drink?
I'd love a drink.
How about a Coke?
That would do, certainly. I love your decanters.
Oh, great.
They are gorgeous. I'm sure you bought this also from somebody, antique.
Well, my decanters are acquired over the years, Naila.
Yes.
They all have various purposes.
Thank you. So let's toast to discovering treasures.
And to antiques.
And to antiques.
Indeed.
Talk to me about this table.
This table is an English oak Jacobean table. Jacobean means it's the period that it was actually made. It's made out of Old English oak.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a gorgeous piece of
We love
furniture.
it, and our guests love it.
Yes.
We've had many fun moments,
Yes.
dining moments with friends and family in this room and on this table.
You've put your heart and soul in so many pieces in this house, and when I look here at the display for your entertaining cabinet here, I see lots of silverware, crystal glasses. You love to entertain. Talk to me about the pieces there.
I've displayed an Old Willow dinner service.
Old Willow.
Old Willow. Old
Wow.
Willow is a good quality English brand name.
Yes.
That depicts the blue against a white background pattern. That's a barometer.
Oh my goodness.
It's an English oak barometer. As you notice, there's quite a lot of English oak pieces in my home.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
noticed.
It's one of my favorite pieces right there.
And these flutes,
Actually, yes, they are Sudanese flutes.
they are gorgeous. I love the display.
I call it my flute wall.
Your flute wall. I like this. It suits perfectly in the space.
Well, I like that screen. The reason I put that screen there is this is our front entrance, and as we walk in, I didn't really want people to feel that they're looking straight into the lounge. So I created a screen to create a sort of a barrier between the front entrance and the lounge.
Lovely. Talk to me about this.
Oh, I'm so glad
gorgeous-
you asked about this, Naila.
gorgeous piece.
That piece is actually one of my favorite pieces. It's a sofa table, normally placed behind the sofa, and you would normally place your family photographs and other paraphernalia in your lounge. But I use it as an entrance hall piece,
Okay.
and I just absolutely love it.
What about this gorgeous sculpture here?
Oh, that's another one of my favorite pieces. It's a cheetah, actually done by a local artist here in Nairobi. So it's black because it's an ebony piece, and I rather like it. I call it my guardian cat.
I see this gorgeous,
Grandfather clock.
grandfather clock.
Yes, Nyla, as I said earlier, I am an avid collector of clocks. I think you'll notice quite a lot of clocks in this home.
There's something about that, plus this too.
Yes, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Another English oak piece. It's got a clock and a barometer next to it.
And a barometer next to it. Look at that.
But that is also one of my other favorite pieces. It's got a lovely chime. Our family room.
Yes.
We spent a lot of time in here. I wanted to make this room really comfortable because we sit here, watch television, watch Netflix, and you know, I've got a library there with some of my favorite books, encyclopedias, old collections, old knickknacks. And as you can see in there, I've also got some more table clocks. That speaks volumes about my love for clocks.
So where did this English influence come from? Because you understand the culture very well. The display of your gallery, all these pictures here, the paintings, is very English. I know you also do horse riding as well.
I do, actually.
Yeah.
Horse riding is one of my favorite sports.
Yes.
So in this room, you will notice there's a very dominant horse theme. You know, the pictures in here depict horses, horse riding scenes. So I thought I'd do this room with a predominantly horse theme. It's a family room. We enjoy sitting in here, relaxing, talking.
series, one of the rooms looked almost exactly like this.
Well, this is one of our guest rooms, and sometimes we have guests that decide they want to stay overnight, or we have visitors who are staying for a few days or a few weeks, and this is one of the rooms we would put one of our guests in.
Yes.
I like it, and I've done it in a style that I'm very fond of. The furniture in this room, each and every piece, is actually made by a furniture company called British Furnishing Home.
You just feel like in a movie scene.
I like to call this
Yes.
Pasta alla Nelson.
Pastor Alan Nelson.
That's right.
Oh, I get to enjoy this. Thank you very much.
It's a light meal.
Yes.
And I like to do this meal weekday.
Okay.
Because it's light
Yes.
and healthy
Yes.
and delicious.
You are an antique enthusiast, and that's one of the things that I really want to talk to you about. How do you acquire antique pieces?
Yes, I run an antique gallery. It's an antique gallery and home store. And it's at the Muthaiga Mini Market, Muthaiga Mini Market roundabout on the lower ground floor. And yes, of course, we store antiques from every period. You know, cutlery, crockery, furniture, paintings, and every conceivable piece of art that you can imagine.
The other exciting bit about acquiring antique pieces is there is bidding, going to auctions. How is that work like?
I source a lot of my pieces from auctions. I import, and I also buy from individuals. One of my major sources is an auction house in Nairobi called Antique Auctions. They carry out auctions periodically, every now and again, around about once every 3 months or so. So what they do is they collect pieces, and then they invite prospective buyers to come round and view. And when they view, they then decide what pieces they like, and they have a catalogue, and on that catalogue lists all the pieces they have up for sale. So you go around, have a look, and decide what piece you like, and on the day of the auction you turn up, pay a deposit, and wish yourself luck that you will get the items that you wanted.
Okay.
Incidentally, they are going to have an auction next month on the 6th of July.
Oh, not June.
On the 6th of June, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
That's absolutely right.
Are you on social media, or how else can people access you?
Indeed. We're on social media. We're on Facebook under the name Kasone Antique Gallery and Home Store. We're on Twitter on the handle Kasone Antiques. We're on Instagram under the same name, Kasone Antiques. And we have a website.
Will you give our viewers a surprise from your antique shop? Maybe they need to answer a question.
Maybe something along the lines of somebody guessing what we normally stock in our gallery. And if one of the items they mention is correct, they get a surprise antique gift.
DM me at Miss Nailante on Instagram, and on Twitter at Nailante Kenga, and Facebook at Nailante Kenga. And don't forget, if you have amazing pieces he can buy from you, right, at home.
Oh yes, that's right.
Any last word for our viewers?
Antiques are not as expensive as people think they are. Antiques are affordable. They're a good investment because antiques value goes up, never down. And when you invest in an antique, you know you're investing in a quality item that's going to last you generations.
Thank you so much for having us on Art of Living show.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Guys, thank you for watching, and if you have a beautiful home, talk to us, DM me right here, and we'd love to come and feature you. See you next Sunday at 6 o'clock.